Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Beglin.
Cheers, Peter. It's a privilege to be here. It really is.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. We expected better, and so did he. Aimed beyond the defence. Neymar in acres of space out wide. And claimed it back swiftly. Can he get on the end of this? Pinches it off him. Neymar. Oh, this is a great position.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Shapes to shoot! Oh, and that one's done no damage in the end.
Yeah, we can't fault him for the attempt, although it might have been a case of momentary tunnel vision then.
Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, I really like the look of this fella.
Neymar! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. De Bruyne. Each side mirroring the other in terms of chances created here. One each for now. Drills one in. And the finish! Goal! Botafogo! And Botafogo are in front. Another moment of magic, a real wow moment.
That's what he lives for, Peter. Not a lot more to add.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Neymar will not want to lose out here, not again. Neymar is fouled. And he's going to have his name taken.
Well, not the best way to deal with it, but the old threat of pace clearly made him feel a tad uncomfortable.
Looking to play him in. It's a sweeping cross. Khan claims it. Safe hands. That looks a decent ball. He's having a shot! That's really well manoeuvred. Neymar.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Edmilson. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Shifted it to the flank. Neymar has the space to scheme. Decent chance! Well taken goal. And once more we are all square. You score, we score.
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser.
And that was as close to certain as can be.
Again, that's terrific movement, Peter, and an even better pass. It's beautifully played.
We're looking at a different game now.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop, just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff.
And the pass is intercepted. Botafogo are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. De Bruyne can so cleverly bypass the press. And it's Messi. And that's a simple one for the keeper. Neymar tries to play it through. Short changes him with that pass. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Neymar. De Bruyne. And that was very necessary. Neymar does well to get it back. The ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances. Half-time nearly with us. They will be desperate not to concede here. Oh, good effort! Not a bad try by any means.
Yeah, it's good movement though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
That has not gone well. Massaro has good running with the ball, and he's being shifted off it. He's looking wide. And that pass just didn't quite work. Well, he has slightly undercooked that one.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Zanetti. Here's a chance! Hits off target and by quite a way.
Well, it didn't quite come off this time, Peter, but that's a warning to the opposition. This team know how to counter and they'll be looking to do it every chance they get.
And that brings the first half to a close. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They've both given it a really good go, and they head into the break all square. What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
Well, I think the manager should be pretty happy that his side managed to come in on level terms. Things seem to be going a little against them, but they stemmed the tide, got their equaliser, and I think we're in for an exciting second half now.
Well, it's been intriguing stuff so far, and it's 1-1 at the break. Both teams hoping for a pick-me-up in the second half. So we're into the second 45. Oh, nicely intercepted. Messi, spread it left. Looking for the run. Zanetti has it in a wide position. Oh, great leap! That's a fair try, but just off target. Now it's Neymar. Oh, well played. Not the most convincing of passes. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Now it's Endrick. Looking for options for movement. Delivered. Real chance! What a wonderful goal!
Well, it's hardly a great surprise to see him doing something thrilling, and it should send a strength and courage through every one of his teammates from here.
That is so good, such sharp skills, and such a delicious finish.
Oh, what a finish. I mean, an instinctive finish at that, and he probably didn't even have time to think about it too much.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Well, they've done the hard part now, Peter. Can they cling on, or even better, can they get another?
That pass isn't the best.
Neymar clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
Zanetti. 60 minutes played. It's a good spell of possession, this.
Massaro really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Nice sequence of passes, this. Marquinhos is pretty much the definition of the word uncompromising. And it's Cáceres. That's very neat. Caceres receives it in a wide position. He's had it taken off him.
Roll!
Oh, nearly, but not quite.
Oh, he's usually such a good finisher.
And we have our very first corner.
Time do Botafogo. Camisa 4, Neymar. Camisa 11, camisa 19.
Neymar goes short.
Camisa 18.
And now a sudden chance to counter.
Deixando o campo para a entrada de camisa 14, camisa 20, camisa 3, camisa 8. Camisa 15.
Dani Olmo. Oh, that's a fine interception. Endrick. Oh, they can break here. Oh, easy pickings there. Well, that's clear cut. It's a free kick. And he has shown him a yellow card. Oh, well played, well sorted out. And this is Hazard. Bout of passing here, really easy on the eye. Just somewhat off target. He's had a shot! And he's heaved it away. Van Nistelrooy. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. Good ball, good take. Van Nistelrooy was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless.
That's just playing it safe.
Oh, what has happened here? And he's managed to get free. He's been bundled over, that is a foul. Edmilson has been given his marching orders. He had already been on a yellow card from a previous incident.
I think it looks as if they're going to try and whip this one in with pace.
So, what can they come up with here? Good chance here! And that could have brought them level.
Well, at least it's earned him a little applause from the boss. The finish was lacking, but everything else was pretty good.
Tries to pass it through. And he shoots!
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
And he welcomes it in. Caught offside that time.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Mbappe. Now he's got space here. That has ended up in no man's land. that is asking for trouble. No unnecessary risks, and the game is petering out here. Engages and forces him off the ball, and that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him. Botafogo really don't have a choice now. They just have to throw everything forward and give themselves a chance to draw level.
It's a goal kick. Rijkaard is there, and he can pick it up. Looking for a runner.
3 minutos de acréscimo.
Now, the less said about that pass, the better. Caceres. Albert Ferrer. Great vision. Gets a good foot in there. Guardiola. And that will be it. What a terrific response it was to adversity. What a fantastic game from those players. What unity, what joy. That was so very, very good. Neymar taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so. What a turnaround. Victory from the jaws of defeat. Enjoy that, Jim.
Well, I've just got to give them great credit for the way in which they've managed to turn this around. Going behind seemed to strengthen their resolve, and it's been a wholehearted reaction and an absolute...